This video is on Miranda Shaffer, part of the East Ave Barbell crew. The first event was a Olympic style clean and press. We had a little controversy over this event just because lowering the barbell back down to the chest really kind of threw a curveball into the whole mix. Miranda's training, we never went above 125 pounds. We split up the overhead press in 2 separate days. It was a clean and press day, and it was also a jerk from the blocks. She has a pretty good jerk. As you can see here, though, the weight ended up falling off. The clips weren't tightened tight enough, and that really kind of threw her for a curveball. Kind of killed her momentum a little bit, but as you can see, she still got that rep. She started getting pretty fatigued at this point, seeing that, like I said, this is a pretty heavy weight for her, and she did an excellent job getting a good amount of reps. I believe she got 5 reps with that. So between that and the next event was a truck pull, and you can see there she's kind of airing out. Super proud of her. We didn't have access to a truck. She only got to touch this exact implement once, and that was the week before this, before the event. And the way we train this, actually, she would do a really heavy bear crawl first, pre-fatigue her legs, and then on the way back, she would use the rope and pull herself and touch the pole where the weight was attached. So we didn't really have direct access to the training on that implement. And there's just kind of high five to her teammate Dave. Axle squat was her, I would say, her best event. Training for this, she really pushed hard. The way we actually trained for it was we would just come down to pins, so it would be essentially a pin squat. We played around with the height a few times in her training, but we only hit about, I would say, a few singles with actually 200 pounds. I would build her AMRAP sets weights up as the weeks progress. The heaviest that she went with an AMRAP set, I believe, was 190 pounds. So I was expecting her to do good, and she did very well for this event. Like I said, squats, I would say, is a very strong lift to her, and she did really well. Her next event was a max deadlift, her first attempt, 300 pounds. She drops it out of her hand. They gave her a warning for that, but that, as you can see here, she set a PR, a 350-pound PR, but they didn't give that to her. So because she still had time remaining, they allowed her to do a second attempt during that 1 minute. And for her, 350 was a PR. Her PR previously was 330 pounds. This is her second attempt, and her back does round a good amount. I mean, for the future, we'll be reworking her deadlifts. Obviously, I don't want it to look like that, but her previous pulls looked very good. And when she had tried her initial 315 max test, it looked pretty much like that 350. The last event was the stone over bar. It was a medley, actually. 135, 155, 175. She absolutely crushed it in training. You could tell she fumbled with the first one, the first stone, and I think it was just kind of the balance of the stone and the not so round shape of the stone that really kind of threw her off a little bit. All in all, she did excellent. She ended up placing 3rd in her weight class, and I had an excellent time programming for Miranda. She kicked some butt.